What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 54 of the All Tribe No Drop podcast. David, what's going on tonight? How are you feeling? Looking good in that
All right,
hat.
man. Thank you. Yeah, this is a hat from my friend's new company called Tip Topper. So it's actually, you see this little panda here. There's like these two slots, and you can kind of mix and match like which little figurine you want to put on. But right now, I just have the panda on, but they have a bunch of other ones. So check them out if you guys are interested.
It's pretty cool. Has that ever been done before? I don't think I've ever seen anyone with
I don't think I've seen it, but it's pretty fun so far.
it could be like a new crate. I mean, you have everyone doing these Labubu collectibles, and obviously different collectibles come and go. I mean, are Labubus just a current Beanie Baby? I mean, it's pretty much the same thing, right? It's a
Yeah,
stuffed
it's like a
animal.
Gen 2 Beanie Baby.
Gen 2 Beanie Baby. So obviously people like to collect things, but what if you get to show off what you collect? Like
Yeah.
what if you had a portable paddle wall and you're like, it's kind of like your item storage. People could see it. I don't know. But yeah, I have a headache right now. I was playing earlier and I ran into a fence post and
No.
and at first I thought I broke the fence post, but to find out like this is like a very large fence post, and I guess it was already broken. But I didn't think of anything of it at the time. But like my head's kind of been throbbing the rest of the day.
No.
So hopefully I'm okay. Hopefully I'm okay, and I'm here tomorrow. But if not, this podcast was the last thing I ever did. So
Only 54 episodes.
that's what can you do? But we're gonna talk about Speak Pickleball's reviewer paddle post that he does on Instagram. So go check out Speak Pickleball on Instagram. His name's John, and he does a post every month where he shows the mains of all the paddle reviewers. So I kind of wanted to, I was like, let's talk about that and examine like what's going on. Not saying that the reviewers know everything, but they have the most access to all the paddles, right? They've played the most paddles, so they have the choice of pretty much any paddle that's being made, and they've tried them all. So it'd be interesting to look at that. And then we'll talk about the wooden paddle tournament going on and kind of just some thoughts on that. David's got a question of the week, and then a couple paddles we'll touch on. The Luzz Inferno we'll touch on real quick, and then I'm going to touch on this Luzz Tornazo, and then the Gherkin Wraith and Blucores from Diadem. And yeah, so without further ado, let's jump in to looking at these reviewer paddles and what everyone picked for their main. Also in his post, you can see the underrated, but we're just going to look at what everyone's main was that they picked for the month of September. So I'm going to bring that up on the screen. But David, just I know you probably at least saw the post. Was there anything that surprised you right away, or that jumped out in your mind?
Uh, hmm.
I'm gonna
Actually, I
zoom
don't
in
think
here.
off the top of my head.
Let's zoom in here real quick and then exit out that. You can see that, right?
Do you want to see my screen? I actually have the whole post pulled up on my computer.
Sure.
Take this over from you.
I will stop sharing, and I'll pull that back up because I have some charts and stuff. But we can walk through the post too.
All right, can you see this?
Yep.
All
Okay.
right,
So
starting off
with
with
Chris
Chris.
here from Pickleball Studio. It's got the Selkirk Labs boomstick. I don't think that's surprising, or at all. I mean, I guess I would be surprised by the underrated one being the Voller Mach 2 Forza. I
was about to say that.
feel like that one already got a lot of hype. It's just that it's old, so I don't think it's underrated. I guess you could say it's underrated now because it's kind of forgotten. I just feel like I played with it a while ago, and man, like the power compared to power today, it's just like it's a pillow. It's so hard to play with if you're used to power paddles now.
Yeah, but my issue is like I mean, the Forza is like the Mach 2 Forza is still like a good like wide body control paddle,
Mm-hmm.
but the issue is that there were so many other ones that kind of also filled in that space. Like it's not just the Mach 2 Forza. There were so many other wide bodies that are affordable and also like performing at a similar or even a better level. Like you've got the Apollo, then you have the all quartz from 11624, then
Mhm.
you have the was it the Oracle from Spartus. So there are just so many other like fire like wide bodies in this same realms. This is actually one I don't really agree with. Like I don't think this is an underrated paddle.
There you go, Chris. How will you respond?
Yeah, he
No,
doesn't even watch this. He's not gonna
I know.
care.
It doesn't matter.
We
But
can say
yeah,
whatever we want about it right now.
I think it. I mean, like I get it. It's just I think he probably is thinking like it's not talked about anymore, which
Mm.
it's not. But it's probably same price still too, right? If they sell it, probably like
Yeah, I don't. I wouldn't. That's probably
160 ish,
yeah.
180. All right. I don't. Yeah. Besides that underrated, the main's not really surprising. I've seen a lot of boomsticks on the court lately, so they're getting more popular.
All right, let's
All
go to
right.
the next
Next
one.
one,
Braden.
Braden with the Gearbox GX2 Power Hybrid, and spoiler alert, you'll see this a couple more times on the list. I I I had mentioned this as one of the ones I thought was underrated, just because I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it. I think it's still really good and like one of the better power paddles that has a more softer muted feel for people that don't like it to be as stiff. So I think it's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I think the hybrid actually plays better than the elongated in this instance.
Okay.
I was hitting both earlier, but I do like the hybrid. I think it's a good choice.
All right. And then the underrated one, um, the Revo Pro Pure. It is that's not either of the ones we hit, right? We hit the
We hit
Bioflex, the
the
Drift, and the
drift and the
Torch.
torch, I
Yeah,
think.
I don't think we hit that one. So
Yeah. But
can't
either
comment
way,
on that.
I still think it's a good shot for Revel, and I do think they are a bit of an underrated brand. Like their paddles are pretty different. We haven't hit this one specifically, but I do think their paddles are pretty unique. They just have a really niche like market.
Yeah. If they could just if they could if they could somehow I bet they would be really good at somehow doing a Gen 4 paddle I know they manufacture everything here, but if they could figure it out, I'd be interested.
Okay.
All right. Next up, yeah,
Lewis.
Lewis, with the Honolulu J2NF long handle and the Luzz Cannon underrated. I don't think there's anything surprising there for just from my perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, based on what he's been saying, I think
Yep.
this is
Yep.
pretty in line with him.
Yep.
Like this is a popular paddle and this is one that's up and coming, so
Yep. Agree.
all right.
Another
John.
yep, another GX2 power hybrid. I guess I didn't know he was on that train, but and then Luzz Cannon. No, so I'm not surprised with the paddle. Just I didn't know he was on that one, but like you were saying, I think it's a pretty good one. Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
using a lot of high level players use it, still a great paddle. I don't think you can put the Gherkin Wraith there because it just came out, right?
Yeah, it's hard to say a paddle is underrated when has the launch even officially happened yet?
I don't think anyone's hit it except us, I want to say.
It's really hard
So
to have how can a paddle be labeled underrated when the general public doesn't even have it yet? It's pretty. Yeah, we'll just go next. That's all I could say. Bread and butter Loco. We'll see that a few times. This one from Kyle.
yeah.
Diadem Icon V1. I mean, I think it's just like one of his original paddle that he played with, like his first premium
Yeah.
paddle. I did. I
I,
think it. I don't know. I haven't played with
might just
that.
be some like nostalgia in there,
Yeah, I
but
think it's a
to be
nostalgia
fair, like
thing.
I don't think either of us have hit that one.
Oh, can't comment. Maybe it's amazing. Pickleball will
Proof
with
of Waves
the
1.
only waves that you'll see on this list,
Hmm.
and then the Franklin C45 Paris Todds.
Would you say the C45 Paris Todd's underrated? Because this is also one of those like kind of just came out. So
Yeah, I don't think you can say it's underrated when it just came out and it hasn't. I mean, I guess it hasn't got a lot of coverage, so in that aspect, it's underrated.
but from what I've heard, like people have said good things and people have been excited about it. So
Yeah, people have been excited.
yeah.
I personally did not like it. I need to probably add more weight to it, but stock that thing was kind of had the sweet spot of a waves almost. So I mean,
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, well, I don't agree with either of these.
Yeah, I think most. Yeah, we'll go on.
Okay,
Coming
FC
from
plus.
Justin, pickleball, etc. I'm not surprised here. I guess I am kind of
Yeah,
surprised. No, I'm not necessarily surprised. Those are two very different paddles, though. With the Honolulu J2
yeah,
and
very
or
different.
FC Plus being on the less poppy, softer side for the power, and the of course Phoenix HX being really poppy. So it's interesting you picked like two opposite end of the spectrum paddles.
Yeah, FC plus. I know he's been a big fan of this. This is a good one.
Yeah,
Phoenix, I think this is good as well.
yeah,
Just a shame it came in at 0.44.
yeah. And I think if it would have came out before all the foam paddles came out, or like 6 months ago, it's
Yeah.
just it's kind of hard right now. Like people, it seems like people are looking for foam. So next up, we got Dustin from Pickleball Medicine, another Loco guy with the hybrid, and another Luzz Cannon. So good time to be talking about Luzz, I guess. No, I'm
Yeah.
not really
Let's
surprised here.
yeah.
Um,
Oh, who's this guy?
oh, probably the best looking guy on this list, if I had to say so myself. I don't know, man. The Honolulu J6NF, that's what I've been playing the best with. I really, really like that. And then I just, I joined on I didn't realize the Luzz Cannon was going to be like the number one underrated paddle. So obviously it's not underrated anymore. No, it's no longer underrated after this
Yeah.
post. But I think it's more of a pricing thing. I think for next month, if we don't hear more people talk about it, it'd probably be like the Vatic V Souls. Could be underrated. But yeah. Anything
Yeah,
surprising there,
J6.
David?
No, I knew you were going to J6. Actually, no, I actually thought you were going to go J2 NF. I didn't think you were going to go J6. I think that was my guess.
Gotcha. Yeah,
But
I would just I've been wanting to switch to elongated for a bit here. I just haven't found the right one, but I think I just play better with an elongated sometimes, but maybe sometimes I don't. I just wanted to try it. I haven't made an elongated in a while, so I wanted to give it a shot.
I like this one. This is the last video down in Honolulu. Just kind of testing them all out, and
Yeah,
this is actually the one I picked as my favorite one out of the bunch.
there you go. Great man, great minds think alike.
Yep. All right,
Um,
Rafa.
Another one for Gearbox here in the GX2 Power Hybrid from Rafa. The underrated for the Paddletech Bantam GTOC. What do you think about that?
Uh, I felt like people didn't really like this one, and it just didn't take off. Um, I mean, I just personally didn't hit this, but from what I've heard from like what you've said and other people is that it just kind of came in heavy, and I think that's the issue. Um, and I think people just either like the standard or the elongated
Yeah,
better.
I,
So
I don't see how it can be underrated. I mean, they came out with the same technology a year later in just a different shape that ended up being like sometimes heavier than their elongated. I personally did not like the hybrid, and I just knocked a stack of paddles over. But I didn't recommend this to anyone. I actively disliked it. So
okay,
next one
I'll let
for
them know.
yeah,
Your underrated
but
pick sucks, Jacob.
your underrated pick sucks. Thank you.
What were you saying?
Yeah, I said we can go on to the next
Okay.
one. JJ with another Loco pick, and then
hmm
underrated with the APP Hirache X from 11.624.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't hear a lot of chatter about the APPs anymore, and I do know quite a few people that like it, so that's a fair underrated.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of came out like during the time where a bunch of foam paddles are, so a
Yeah.
lot of people haven't been
Well,
really talking about this one, but there's still a good following for this, so
mhm.
I think it's a fair choice. Hey, it's
Hey, the
me.
second best looking guy on the list.
Nice.
Another Loco.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, I'm not surprised about that one from you. Definitely not surprised. It's a good one.
I feel like next month I might switch just because I started playing tennis again and like my wrist is not gonna handle all these like heavy paddles when I'm
Yeah.
playing with. So I actually might switch to a hybrid. I've been slowly
Ooh.
testing them out. So
The only
might be different
problem,
next month.
since I got the production one in now, with the Loco elongated, it does feel a little heavier in the hands to maneuver for me. That was kind of the first thing I noticed was it felt a little slow in the hands for me. So I prefer the hybrid still. And then I
Yeah,
like your pick here. You know what? I was actually looking for my Harmony X to go take out today. I couldn't find it, but I remembered when I was playing with it, I really enjoyed it. So I think that's a great underrated pick.
thank you. Yeah. I think this is one that it's nothing special, but it's good and really predictable, good paddle overall, like
Yeah.
just great all court option, probably the best one right now. But I think the issue is like the price is kind of high and not many people care about all court style paddles. But I really like the Harmony X.
Yeah, same thing. I felt like it had really, really good shot placement when I was playing, and it just felt super smooth. But yeah, like again, it came out during all these foam paddles, kind of got lost in the shuffle, and people are looking for the power paddles. So yeah, next
Let's
up,
move on.
we got Matt
Mets.
from Matt's Pickleball. Um, I think probably not many of the people on this list have hit this paddle yet. I know he did an interview with James Ignatowicz, the
Yeah.
owner. So I can't comment on that one. You haven't hit it yet, right? The RPM.
No, I haven't hit either of these actually.
I did hit the Scoop Hellcat. I'll have to go back to it. I wasn't impressed when I first hit it, to be honest. So I'll have to go back and try it again. But yeah, the RPM friction, a lot of people have been asking about it. So it must be a lot of James Ignatowicz fanboys, because from what it sounds like, it's pretty much a Yola Pro 4, but like slightly different.
Okay.
Is what it sounds like to me. But we'll see. I
mean,
think
yeah,
we
that's what I've heard.
I think you should be getting one soon, but I probably won't be able to hit it for another week and a half by the time I get it. So we'll see.
Because I feel like this is actually could be an option to go in the underrated pick. If this had been his main, I think he could have put this here as well.
I mean, like, it just came out. I don't know if we can under.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Yeah, that is fair. I forgot about
can't
that.
even get it yet.
All right, let's see who's next. Bobby.
Ooh, I do like the J6FC Plus as well. So looks like a good pick to me. Thrive Fury, that's a good one. It's just same thing. Came out with all these foam paddles. It's really hard to compete. But I liked it.
Yeah, I think Thrive Fury is great. It's like basically the only hybrid Gen 3, I think, in that like power category. So other than the Element 6 Incendio, but Fury is still really good, right?
And going to Farmer Lanky
Sure.
with the only Grooven on the list. Grooven Laser 16 HD. I was surprised. Yeah, I mean it's a solid
one.
It's a solid foam paddle. I think you could put it as the main and underrated if you wanted to, because I don't think a lot of people covered it. Maybe Dustin covered it. I can't remember. And then we already talked about the Phoenix, which we think could be a good one to be underrated. Are you bringing the Grooven to your wedding? Oh, is he getting married?
Didn't he just get engaged?
Well, he just got engaged, but I mean, doesn't mean he's getting married right away.
Well, he's got a plan anyway. See if he wants to bring it.
That's true. Maybe he'll be one of those people that brings a pickleball net and they play right after they get married.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, I had so many people send me that reel when I was wedding planning.
Oh, I'm sure your wife shut that down. She's like, "Come on,
yeah,
what are we doing?"
No, well, anyways, for Farmer, I have not hit the Grooven, so I can't speak to this. But I mean, from what I've heard from you guys, it's pretty solid paddle. And Phoenix again, solid pick.
All right, next up,
I think this is the last one. Nope, we got two more. Okay,
got Scooter with the boomstick, and another Apes Harmony. So there you go. You got some competition. You got some someone else thinking like you. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I was trying to find a word. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, first boomstick elongated we see on this list, actually. Well, actually, it's just only the second boomstick. I actually thought there might be more. That might be a surprising thing.
Yep. All right, next up
is the last one.
Matthew K with the Thrive Fury. So you see another one of those. That one actually surprised me because I thought Matthew liked more like all courtish paddles. So I was surprised to see that from him. And then
I like
J2H
this underrated
Plus
pick, actually.
Yeah? You like that one?
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is one that like I know someone said in the comments like, oh, you can't say a Honolulu paddle's underrated, but no one's ever talked about this one. And I think out of their whole Plus series lineup, this is actually the best one. Like
Yeah.
the J2K Plus was fine and we just kind of had to wait for it to break in. J2TI Plus basically never broke in. And then the H Plus was like their fiberglass one, so it was already kind of hot out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it just kind of came out a bit later and then got a bit lost. But
Yeah.
I think this is a pretty good pick.
Yeah. I know Matthew's talked about. I think he's probably the only one really reviewed it and talked about it. Yeah, it came out, and then it's like, I think it came out not too long before their NF paddles started coming out. So
Yeah, that's right.
it's just hard to. It's hard. They really sometimes they'll wait for a while and not release anything, and then sometimes like lately they just release so much stuff. It's like something's gonna get lost in the shuffle. Like I haven't seen many people talk about the J3 NF, right? It kind
Mhm.
of just got lost in the shuffle with all this stuff. So yeah, good stuff there. All right, I'm gonna take the screen back if I can, and I'm going to talk about some like just high level stuff here that we saw. So first, I think the biggest, not the biggest thing, but one of the big things, we had 18 total uh, paddle reviewers that we surveyed here. Gen 3, only 3 people using Gen 3s as their mains, and then 15 using Gen 4s. Yes, more paddles have been with the all foam core release, but it kind of shows that like we've had all these people have been able to test out different paddles, and most of the people have been going to the foam paddles.
Yeah.
Found that interesting, and then this was just the shape distribution here. We had 50% with elongated, 44% with
Oh.
hybrid, and 5 points. Only one person was a wide body. So all the reviewers pretty much split kind of down the middle between elongated and hybrid. And
So
then only
so
one.
Chris is the only wide body?
Yeah, Chris was the only wide bodies, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I know more people have talked about mating wide bodies in the past, but for everyone's current mains, it looks like the wide bodies are just not in favor right now.
Yeah, I actually thought the hybrids would have been higher compared to this.
Yeah, I mean, I could have swung it. I usually have the hybrid
Yeah,
and switch to the
you
elongated,
ruined
so
it.
I ruined it. I ruined it. But yeah, the I thought it was interesting that it was pretty even between the hybrids and elongateds. I thought it would be a little bit more wide bodies, but yeah, only one right now. And then the most popular brands, we had Bread and Butter and Honolulu tied at 4, and then Gearbox coming in with 3, and then kind of a lot of just different stuff after that. It was Selkirk with 2, and Yola Carbon, RPM Groove, and Thrive with 1 for
Yeah,
the
I would have
mains.
thought I didn't think Gearbox was going to be that high. I thought Selkirk would have been higher, and I thought Gearbox would have maybe only had like one or two.
Yeah, Gearbox was the biggest surprise for me. I didn't know that 3 people were maining it, so that was interesting, and I think pretty good showing for Bread and Butter to swoop in there, because it's not like the Loco's been around that long, and
Yeah.
they're able to come convert people pretty quick there. But yeah, that Gearbox was a surprise for me. Kind of surprising, like you said, that more people weren't maining the boomsticks.
Mm.
But yeah, that's all I have on there. Any other thoughts on these mains or underrated paddles?
Nope, nothing else from me.
All right. Well, let's go on to in the news then, which is sponsored by Centerline Clothing. A nice maker of premium athleisure clothing. They've got shirts, they've got hoodies, they've got crew sweaters, they have shorts, joggers, all kinds of good stuff. Just premium material, lightweight, keeps you warm when you want to keep warm, keeps you cool when you want to keep cool, depending on which, if you're going for the t-shirt, you're going for the hoodie. And they just coming out with a whole bunch of new colors. I think David and I will be getting those colors pretty soon, so probably next podcast you'll catch us wearing. They came out with
Nice.
some brighter colors, so we'll see those next episode. You can get 20% off with the code All Drive No Drop, and go check that out. But in the news today, we're talking about the wooden paddle tournament, and you can go look at the wooden paddle tournament that the PPA put on. if you are interesting to see kind of what that plays like. I think it plays a little slower. Obviously, like less spin, less power with the wooden paddles. But I still thought they were playing pretty well. Did you get to check out any of the action, David?
Yeah, I was mainly just watched like Instagram highlights, but I was
Okay.
actually surprised at the level of play. I thought it was gonna be a lot more slower. Like we knew it was gonna be slower, but I thought it was gonna be even slower than that.
Mm-hmm.
Like older style of pickleball that
Yeah.
we see in like older like YouTube videos from like 2019 and before. But the I was surprised by the level of play they were still able to do with that wooden paddles.
Yeah. I mean, if you would have been able to somehow like not if we couldn't see the paddles, I wouldn't have really thought anything too different. I'm like, I think singles you could kind of see it more. Like you definitely could see that, and especially early on as people adjusted. But I thought everyone was playing at a super high level too, and
Yeah.
I was like, all right, maybe we should do this more often. It kind of was interesting. So I think more tournaments might start using some wooden paddles for doing wooden paddle tournaments. I think the hardest part is you have to supply the paddles because people just don't have the wooden paddles and there's not that many
Yeah.
people that make them anymore. But then does there become like a niche wooden paddle industry? Like if the tournaments would have to get popular enough, right?
Hmm.
But I guess the tournaments would just own the wooden paddles. They're really durable, so you could use them multiple tournaments, right? And people aren't probably going to be too keen to like take them and play on their own unless they're like, oh, I'm a wooden paddle specialist or something, which I don't think was good.
Do you
Well,
think are the wooden paddles louder at all?
uh, I don't. It's hard to. I feel like it's hard to know, like coming from TV because I feel like the paddles always sound loud, like watching it on the stream. But I
It
think
just sounded
they
a
are
bit more
loud.
like higher. It sounded more higher pitched to me.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know.
I haven't. I'm trying to remember. I know I've seen people using wooden paddles, but it's been a long time, so I can't remember exactly what it sounds like in person. But I would be down for a wooden paddle tournament. I don't think it's so, like I like it from the aspect of like everyone has to use the same equipment. Like not
Mhm.
even just like, oh, like spin power is out of control. It's like everyone has to use the same equipment, and we know like just it's not going to be out of control, right? We know that this person's not going to have a core crush paddle. They have the wood. You can't core crush the
Yeah.
wood. So I think that'd be interesting.
Unless some people are putting like pine tar on it, then you're getting some
Well,
unfair spin on there.
well, what can you do, Andre? Come on. Anyway, I wonder if they like gave was I don't know, was he played, right? I think he played.
Yeah, I played with Colin.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I saw him. I was like, I wonder if they like whoever the tester is kind of just joked and be like, "Hey, we got to check your paddle, Andre." Did you spill Gatorade on it? But yeah. That's all I had for thoughts on that, but I thought that was a cool concept and I'm glad they actually, made it an official pro tournament. I think that's cool. But actually I had one more thing. Could you ever see them switching to only wooden paddles in pros? It's never going to happen in amateur. But like say like baseball, pro baseball, they have wooden bats, and then
Mhm.
everyone else uses some type of metal or composite bat. Could you see the pros going to all wooden paddles? Like everyone has to use the same equipment.
So let's think about this way. So like advantages would be they're more durable and I think they be better for the environment in that case then?
Mm-hmm.
Could be easier to maybe standardize. So I think there's like the advantages there, but then like innovation gets a bit hard. It'll kind of make everything a bit similar, but yeah, I think it just might not be enjoyable for us having used these like foam and polypropylene cores, but
Mm-hmm.
uh I I think there are benefits to it, especially from like environmental standpoint, but I don't think it would ever happen. I think there's just too much money from all these paddle brands. Like I
Yeah.
don't think they would want to switch to wood. And I
there's
don't think it would be enjoyable for a lot of people either.
there's way too much money in paddle company sponsorships where they would never consider this, but I'm just saying hypothetically it would be interesting. But yeah. Any other thoughts on wooden paddles?
Just overall, it was a fun tournament to see.
All right. Let's get to David's question of the week. David, what do you got for us?
All right, so this is actually a viewer question, but I got asked this just now, and then I got asked this twice in the past 2 weeks. But I did a video on like the Honolulu paddles. One of the two of the big paddles I was talking about were like the J2NF long handle and the new J6 shapes. The email I just got earlier was basically asking like, why would you ever get a J6 over a J2NF? Like, isn't the J2NF long handle better because it's lighter, you can customize it more, and it's got a lower swing weight and a better twist weight. So why would you ever get a J6 over a J2NF long handle? But I'm sure you can answer this. Yeah.
Okay, so first, right off the bat, the J6 is longer than the J2. I think it's 0.25 or 0.3 inches longer. So you can't replicate that. That's first for me. That would be one. If I'm an elongated player, that's a big enough difference. But two, at stability, like yes, you can add weight, but there's something about just like the stability of something that is that stable stock and has that sweet spot stock compared to something that's already lower swing weight. It just doesn't feel the exact same when you like adding weight. Like it just, for me, it feels like a more solid connection to the ball, and like twist weight just doesn't always tell the whole story for me. So that's number two. And then I mean, like if you want a hybrid with a low swing weight to customize, then yeah, like just go for it. But for me, I got more power with the J6 stock, of course. I mean, higher swing weight, elongated shape. I just felt like it performed better for me than the J2NF long handle. Like I liked the J2NF long handle at first, but then I went back to the J2NF and I ended up liking that more than long handle, even with the weight. I just felt like the sweet spot it was like just couldn't be beat, and that's kind of why I went with it. But that would be what I say. It's just that stock gets better. You can't do anything about the shape difference in length, and then I just like the longer face as well. I tend to hit sometimes lower on the paddle, and J2NF long handle doesn't have as much face length, so just the way I play the game, it's like I will concentrate in the sweet spot, but like in hands battles and stuff, I will use like all the length of the paddle, so it helps me having that longer paddle, which you just don't have on the J2NF long handle. So
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think this is like one of those cases where sometimes people just dig too much into the numbers, and the numbers aren't going to tell the whole story. Like we don't have like the full metrics for like every single piece about a paddle. Like we have swing weight, we have twist weight, but you can't really just use that to pick between a paddle because if you did, then you would basically go for the standard shape that's got the best, combination of swing weight and twist weight compared to all the other ones. And most customization if that's something you really care about. But basically go for that J6 if you want a more aggressive play style. You want that longer reach, extra power, and J2NF. That's more stable. It's quicker, but more customization options there. So it's really up to like your preference there. So don't dig too much into the numbers, is what
yeah,
we'll say.
yeah. People go wild for these numbers, and it's like okay, but those numbers don't really tell the whole story.
Yeah,
They're numbers on the
we just don't
page.
have
They
all the
help,
numbers yet. Yeah,
yeah, they help guide us and give us an idea, but like nothing beats actually playing with the paddle, right? I mean,
yeah.
nothing beats it. So, anything else on that, David?
Nope, I think you nailed it there.
All right, let's move on to the Luzz paddles because obviously we saw a lot of people saying the Luzz Cannon's underrated, but they do have two foam paddles out now in the Luzz Inferno and the Luzz Tornazo. So the light purple one is the Tornazo, and then that like what do we say, a hot pink is the Inferno with the blue. Say it's a hot pink. Sound good? And that one, the Inferno, is an MPP core with the EVA foam ring. So most of the stuff has been using an EPP foam core. That one's a stiffer paddle than the other ones, the other foams. I think it's probably like, would you say it's the stiffest you've played with?
I think it's super stiff, very, very hollow sounding.
Yeah, it
So
it it makes that loud like thud, kind of like thud sound. Like I when I was playing with it, people are like, "What is that?" Like because it does make a distinct like
yeah,
loud thud ish sound. It hits hard. It hits
yeah.
pretty hard. Um, And then I think my swing weight was around like 120 with that one, and the twist weight was 6.25 ish. So not a bad combo for it hitting so hard. I thought the sweet spot was pretty good. What'd you think about the sweet spot?
Yeah, I thought it was fine. I
Yeah.
think uh maybe actually no, I was thinking about the Avatar. Yeah, I think this one's is fine. No complaints on the sweet spot here. Power's definitely up there like top level. Especially mine came in at like 118, but
Okay.
loud sound, very hollow, a lot of power on this thing, a lot of power and pop.
Yeah, I threw 3 grams on a little bit above the bottom corners, and that helped, with stability and just kind of like trying to soften it up a little bit. I didn't have any elbow problems with it. It did feel stiffer, but I didn't feel like vibration, too much vibration. Just felt like, like just felt that stiffness a little bit on the bigger swings, for sure. But in that only elongated shapes for those, 16 millimeter. I don't know if they plan on making any other shapes for it, but I think it's a good option. 229 is the price. So, what do they do? 10%? I think they do 10%, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, not the most expensive, not the cheapest, kind of in the middle range of those foam power paddles, but I think it's pretty good. Uh, any other thoughts on that Inferno?
I think last thing is like I believe it's I know they were both USAP approved, but the Inferno is now UPA certified.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
that's cool.
because I know that Tornazo was the one that was USAP and UPA, and Inferno didn't have UPA yet, but I think it just got UPA. So I think
Okay.
both of these are dual certified.
Nice. Yeah. So this Tornazo, I'm gonna just showing it here, but I'm also gonna show the core real quick, just so we can kind of see everything here. So this is a Tornazo. It's got the dual layer. So it has I believe this I think they call it something else. A micro porous or no. What was it called? Was this an EPP core? I don't think they called it an EPP core.
I think it's their own custom
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I think they use a different word. So I guess their own custom core here, and then they got 2 different foam layers on the outside. So most of them only go with that EVA foam. I think this is an EVA foam for that first ring, and then the outer ring. I'm not sure 100% what that is because they don't label it, but it is a different construction than what we've seen from the other ones with a double different layer on the outside. Uh, this one hits pretty hard too. I don't think it's as poppy or as powerful as the Inferno, but it feels pretty good. I really like the it's like an average stiffness, I think. It's not like super soft, but like it felt a little bit more dwelly than the Inferno. So if you're looking for something with more touch, I I I think I was playing maybe I don't know if I was playing better with the Tornazo, but I felt like I definitely had much better control with it, and I was spinning the ball very well. Did you get a
Yeah.
chance to hit the Tornazo?
I actually just hit it this morning, but I actually like this
Nice.
one better than the Inferno. I think it's
Yeah.
like you said, the feedback is better because it's not as hollow and stiff feeling, so you can kind of just grab it a bit more. Doesn't have the power and pop of the Inferno, but this is still like up there as like this is definitely still like a power paddle.
Oh yeah.
And it's just I think it's yeah, you don't have that max firepower of the Inferno, but it still is top tier power and it has a better feel in my opinion. I think more people like this feel better than the Inferno unless you like really want like a stiff hollow feeling paddle. But this one I think is pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. I was really liking this. I took this out again today and was enjoying it. So good stuff from Luzz. They're heating up. And if they get a pro here, which I assume they're trying to do, I know they have some like
They have a few.
they have a few, but if they get a pro that's actually winning on the tour, they're gonna get their name known. Uh, they have some nice packaging too. I think their paddles look pretty good. Honestly, I kind of wish it was just like this, like maybe this side and not this side, or like a little bit less cluttered there. But I think that they're coming out with some nice looking stuff too.
Yeah,
So I think we could see Luzz making a name for themselves this year.
definitely.
Uh, that's all I have on the Luzz paddles. You have anything else on those, David?
Nope, nothing else on those.
Talk about the Gherkin Wraith next.
Yep.
So I did get a chance to hit the Gherkin Wraith 2. This is one that was what they call it, Untitled at first. The one when they
Yeah, the
sent it to all the
Untitled.
co-hosts. So yeah, I think David got to send or got to hit it a little bit, but then they kind of tweaked this a little bit, I believe. So did you find anything different between this and the Untitled?
I actually only hit the Untitled like once, so I don't
Okay,
remember.
forget about the Untitled. What do you
Yeah,
think about this one?
this one's solid. It's like basically it's what I would imagine. Actually, I'll rephrase that. I'll just say that it's really similar to a Pro 4, but I think
hmm
it's got more like dwell to it. Um, as far as construction, I'm pretty sure it's just like a Gen 3 with like the 16 millimeter core, then 10 millimeter cell, so a bit wider cell size, and then CFC surface. And I think the foam is in different layers. But I think it's got a good feel to it because of that wider cell, so you can kind of grab the ball a bit better compared to something like a Pro 4, and still has that pop from the fiberglass. So kind of similar layup to like what they did with the Nightshade series, but now they're just making it Gen 3.
hmm
But I think it's a solid paddle. I don't know much about like pricing or anything, but considering that this comes in like all three shapes, it could be a good contender against the Thrive Fury, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. They didn't release any pricing or release dates when they sent me the information. So we'll see. I got to go out and hit the hybrid. I hit the elongated for a little bit, but like you said, I agree with your thoughts. I think it could be a little contender with the Thrive Fury, and it's nice that they have all three shapes. I think that more people should do that when they come out with paddles. Like it doesn't seem like it's that hard of a thing to do. You have your three shapes and make them.
It's just like expensive. I think it's a couple
Yeah.
thousand for each mold.
Yeah, but you would think like most of the big companies could just get the mold. Like I'm
Yeah,
thinking
most of
like
the big
Selkirk,
companies could.
yeah,
Yeah.
or like Selkirk or Yola, they still won't get the hybrid.
Yeah. But for
And
Luzz,
as
it's
our
understandable. Yeah.
yeah, well, and as our data shows, people prefer the hybrids over the wide bodies.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
Reviewers say
It's
no. I'm just kidding.
basically
Um,
the 4-0 and below community is what we represent.
exactly. And that's their biggest market for selling paddles. So
Yeah, that's
maybe
true.
maybe cater to your audience is all I'm saying. But yeah, and then the last one we have, I talked about the Blucores last time, but David got a chance to take them out this time. Which one did you get to hit, David?
I was mainly hitting the hybrid. I accidentally picked up the 14 first, and I was wondering, I was like, why is this
Ooh,
thing so
yeah.
poppy, and why is it none of my balls going in? Because I was actually just warming up with it. Um, I was just like at the kitchen and partner was just hitting dryers at me and I was like, I can't keep a single thing in. This is ridiculously poppy. Then I looked at it and I was like, oh, I've got the 14. So I switched over to the 16. I think I don't like the hybrid as much as I like the elongated. And I think most
Mm,
people have been hitting the hybrid. It's just like stiffer feeling.
mm-hmm,
And I don't know. It's the thing about like stiffer paddles like this. It's really like up to personal preference. Like some people really like this feel, and I think this is more of a advanced feel. I think a lot of like the pros used to like this like really stiff poppy feel that they want in their paddles. Like when a lot of them were using like the 002s. Um, I just don't think like the average person might like this one as much, just because it is a bit like harsher and harder to control. But I just think I still think it's like a solid option for a foam paddle from like a bigger name company because we mentioned this last time how it's like Selkirk, Diadem are two like the bigger ones that actually have a foam paddle. So it's nice that Diadem has one and it's coming. It's already released, right? It's
yep,
not a
it's
bad price
released.
point.
It
Yeah,
already released. Yeah.
yeah. Um, I mean, I think I would probably take this over the waves. I think the elongated one is has a nice feel to it. I don't like the hybrid as much, but the elongated I think is a pretty solid option that it's in that power paddle category. It's just a bit on the stiffer end. You can't grab the ball as much as the waves, but I think I personally would take it over.
Yeah, I would take it over the waves too. I did like the elongated more too. I mean, I do like the hybrid 16. The 14s I wasn't really in love with. I tried adding, some weight to them, and it just wasn't the feel for me. I think it was just, it pops off the face too
Yeah, it's
fast. So
just it's really poppy.
if you do like that pop and you want something with that stiffer, crisper feel and something that, just jumps off the paddle right away, then that's your paddle. But that's just not for me. But for the 16s, I thought they were pretty really, pretty solid for a Gen 4 paddle. I like the
Yeah,
look too. Still like the look.
14s are not for the 4.0 and below community is basically what we're saying. It's probably for
Yeah,
4.0 and above.
yeah, there you go. There you go. uh, but yeah, so those are out now. I want to say that they're 250 or 230. I'll go check.
Sounds about right.
250. There you go. Always go with your first guess. But yeah, that is all I have on any paddles. David, any thing we should be looking out for you this coming week, or any other thoughts?
No other thoughts from me. Nothing. I actually don't even know what I have coming up. I just took my wife to the airport yesterday, so she's gonna be gone for a week in Chicago. So right now I'm home alone, so we'll see how much content I can get done.
All right, no pressure. You don't
Yeah,
have to pump out the content if you don't want to, okay? But
yeah, we'll
I mean,
see.
you really
We'll
don't
see.
have any excuses now. um, yeah, I will. I have I think I'm doing a power paddle video, kind of like a
Okay.
roundup. Kind of, it ended up being kind of like yours, where everything's foam, because that's
Yeah.
that's everything that's been coming out. It wasn't like the intention, but once I got done, I was like, oh yeah, these are all foam. So I had to record the intro again and just like throw the word foam in there, because I'm like, they are all foam. Uh, the ones I picked anyway. So yeah, that's all we have. So thank you very much, and everyone have a great week.